The Infinity Conditioning Digital Trainer is going to be all about power and building explosiveness in your lower half. By working on weighted squats with the Infinity loop bands, broad jumps, and ballistic static holds, you're going to be increasing your ability to move quicker with great conditioning. Grab your Kbands Infinity loops and we're going to be separating them into two piles. We've got our lighter ones will be for our slide set, and then our squats will be with the heavier ones. Remember, with the Infinity loops we get 4 levels, so we can do these drop set methods. So we're going to go with the red and the yellow off on the squat side, and then we'll go with the white and the blue over on the slides. Now we're only going to be using one of the resistance levels on the slides, but choose whichever one fits you best. To begin, you're going to start with your red loop band on the squats. Squats are going to be really easy, but anytime we put that loop around our legs, we're going to get that internal knee rotation that we've got to fight against, burning our legs up even more during the squats. You're going to complete about 10 to 15 reps, and then we're going to move immediately into the slides. We've got a looser loop band here, and that's going to allow us to get good range of motion but keep separation. If you let your knees slide together, that Infinity loop's going to slide down around our ankles, so it's a good way for us to make sure that we're doing proper form. You drive over, keep that good separation between your hips so that we keep the activation, and go back and forth for about 10 to 15 reps. After that, you're going to go back to the squats to complete the entire set by putting on the heaviest loop band we've got. So we put on the yellow, and you're going to be doing another 10 to 15 repetitions. After you finish this 3 sequences here, you're going to be really roasted. It's a great way to do weight training for our squats and our slides without utilizing weight. Good for young athletes, good for developing athletes trying to work on their speed and quickness. Infinity loop swings today. We're going to be working on a little bit of hip mobility as well as building some strength on a side raise. Now when you've got your package of the Infinity loops, you've got 4 different levels. They get very, very heavy all the way up to a manageable, great range of motion tool. So when we start these, we want to try to find the right level for you. Our athletes in the video are utilizing the red and the white loop bands, and we're going to be starting with a side raise. We're going to be doing 15 repetitions on the right, 15 repetitions on the left side. You're going to do them independently right away, moving from one side to the other. Now you'll notice your base leg is also on fire. That's a good thing. Also, you want to be aware of where your toe is going. If you roll your toe out to the side, you're going to get more hip flexor and quad activation, while we want to develop a little bit more glute activation. So drive your heel out to the side on the first round. Second set, we'll utilize those toes if need be. Take you just a little bit of a break, maybe 10 to 15 seconds, and then you're going to move into the swings. Keep those hands on the wall, rock your leg out to the left and then to the right, finishing at least 10 swings before you get to the left. This is a bit of a momentum drill, so make sure you keep that tension throughout the loop band. Whenever you're utilizing the loop bands, you want to slide them down the lower part of your quads. If you work too high in your hips, it's always going to slide up, so it's a really good mechanism to know that we've got it in the right place. If you got it just below that quad muscle, it's going to sit in place during the swings. You can also utilize this exercise as a good warm-up if you're trying to get some good activation to the lower half before any type of sprint training. This is a great way to quickly get into this. Conditioning for the legs is our goal here today with the Kbands Infinity loops. We've got a simple side jump motion here where we're going to be doing the speed skater. Whenever we're utilizing the Infinity loops as opposed to the Kbands, we're going to get a little bit different focus here. With the Kbands, we're able to slide our legs nice and naturally from side to side, but the Infinity loops, on the other hand, if you let your knees come together, the loop bands will slide down. So it's a great way for us to utilize this type of equipment to work on knee separation and developing our hips. So during this slide exercise, you'll really see it. If you grab the loosest Infinity loop, jump from side to side, you'll notice it wants to drop. So I challenge you, as you complete this drill, keep your knees a little bit separated. Keep that Heisman position. That's going to get you really good athletic positions as we move from left to right. Now, as you get a little bit stronger and you can maintain that separation, increase the level. In the Infinity loop package, you've got 4 different levels. So we can move all the way from the blue, white, red, all the way down to yellow and really fire the glutes. If you're a beginner, start with repetitions of 10 to 15. Keep things simple, but if you're more advanced, work for time. See how many that you can get in between 30 seconds and 45 seconds before taking a bit of a break. Let's work on our explosiveness and conditioning with the broad jumps. During this exercise, let's break down the broad jump first. We've done this exercise many times with the Kbands, but with the Infinity loops, we're gonna be able to add a lot more resistance. The focus must still be form. Whenever you're doing these jumps, if you're letting your knees slide in, that is not what we wanna do. We gotta keep good habits as we train. Jump out as far as you can, utilizing great arm action. When you land, roll them over, transfer back into another jump. Keep the knees separated in athletic stance, land on the balls of your feet, and accelerate for 3 to 4 jumps. Your chest position is key now. Don't let it get too far forward or too far back, or you're not gonna be able to maintain your momentum. If you're completing this exercise with Kbands, you'll notice that you've got some great stabilization throughout your legs, but with the infinity loops, we're gonna be adding a little bit more resistance, as we said. So we're gonna be challenging ourselves through each set. You can utilize the heaviest band last and the lightest first. Begin the first round of broad jumps with the blue, and then take the ladder on down all the way through all 4 levels of resistance. If you find the blue infinity loop to be too easy during this specific drill, go ahead and start and add a set with a different color. We're gonna be completing some squat exercises with the infinity loops today. A lot of times you might be out in the field in a conditioning center and we want to work our legs to build our conditioning and build our speed. A great way to do this is with the infinity loops, doing drop sets. As you become a more advanced athlete, body squats may become a little bit less effective because you have to do so many reps and maintain great form. Here with the infinity loops, we can add resistance to our squats, really working on that internal knee rotation, stabilizing, getting more activation with the simple body squat. If you're working by yourself or if you're working with a group, we're just gonna climb the ladder on down. So set out your infinity loops and you're gonna walk down through with different rep ranges. If you're more advanced, do sets of 20 in each spot. If you're less advanced, climb the ladder down by 5s, do sets of 15, or do sets of 10, all the way down to the lightest resistance. This is a really simple drill, but you can get a lot out of it by walking down and adding resistance through each of the sets. You're gonna feel a big burn, which is gonna be great for conditioning our legs. Today we're gonna strap on our infinity loops and we're gonna be working through a simple exercise called glute walks. This is gonna be a great exercise to challenge the muscles throughout our lower half to prevent injuries such as ACL strains or even tears. Those glutes are in charge of stabilizing the lower half, so this is a standard exercise that you really should be doing all the time to try to prevent these types of injuries. Grab one of the loops that are gonna be a little bit easy for you to get good separation. We don't wanna be struggling to keep our knees under our shoulders. We wanna be working very slowly, taking small steps, and maintaining a good space between the legs. If you notice your foot reaching or you've got a big bend to your knee, that's not what we want. We don't wanna overextend. You're kind of working right in that athletic stance coming out to the side. Increase the level of resistance as you see fit. We don't wanna get too heavy, again, to cause that internal knee rotation, but we also wanna challenge ourselves a little bit and utilize the extra resistance provided by the loop bands. Now, Kbands are great for getting wide range of motion and sprinting, but we're working on first step quickness or heavy resistance with the infinity loops. So challenge yourself a little bit during this exercise, moving down and back within a 10-yard distance so that we can build some muscle. Today we've got a great exercise that's gonna just need a static hold. You're gonna be doing a single leg raise with your foot. Slide that over your shoelaces and then you're gonna stand on the other part with the ball of your foot as we raise up as high as we can. We wanna try to get to that parallel position, so don't grab the heaviest infinity loop because you won't be able to lift it unless you're really, really strong. Grab one that's a manageable resistance level for you and you're gonna raise up and get in that good power position with great plantar flexion. Bring your toes up towards your shin, hold it up there, and keep your chest high. You're gonna wanna buckle and fall forward. We don't wanna do that. Stand tall and really get that good knee activation, keeping that good form. This is gonna be great for our hip flexor. Remember, hip flexors are one of the key muscle groups utilizing that first step quickness that we target here with the infinity loops. So drive your knee up, get that good static hold and hold it there for about 10 to 15 seconds. Each of the exercises throughout these workouts are gonna be about 10 to 15 seconds just to keep things simple. You're just gonna drive up, static hold, switch your feet, and repeat. 4 to 6 sets will do you. And also make sure that whenever you're utilizing the infinity loops, we've got 4 levels there so that you can easily add and subtract weight. This is a great exercise to challenge yourself with. Start lighter, move heavier each set. We hope you enjoyed the conditioning workout with your infinity loop bands. If you have any questions or need help with your training, head to kbandstraining.com and utilize the Contact Us tab, or even the Training tab has tons of drills that can help you train with your infinity loop bands.